see you in the next one. Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing away. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines. He sets foot inside one of Zealandia's famous watering holes. Wait, haven't I? Anyway, Rondé's place just brings back memories. Rondé always wanted his ashes scattered here. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery, gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Sees the way to the bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop. He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broken. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. Finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. To his death. I'm just fooling. Sends the kid on his way. The bastion's real close now. Takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Robs a scumbag of his last week. Kid puts him out of his misery. Finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running, somersaulting like crazy. At last, the Skyway's in sight. Whisks him where he needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. There's a bit of the bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. We talk for a spell. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the bastion, all right, except no one else showed up. And just like that, the bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. Now the weight of the world behind us every swing. Arrows like that can practically find their own way. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets and the fewest shots. He's focused, he's armed, and he's off. Perfect shot just happens in a flash. He's feeling real proud of that show. I almost don't believe it when he says he passed the Breakers challenge. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? The white gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing. And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. Almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole. He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Inside the forge, Kid can fine-tune those instruments of his. Place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his. He heads for the biggest dump in town, Scumbag Alley. And there he is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel. The calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back. He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Kid ain't ever seen an elephant squirt before. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. The kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's already started. They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. Them squirts just don't know when to quit. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. The windbags used to be alright, then the calamity took the floor out from under him. The calamity saved some of my old books. Guess it's got a sense of humor. The bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. With that mortar and hammer, he's like a one-man demolition squad. Never would have pegged the kid as the bookish type. You don't get to be my age without learning a thing or two about what's what. But the most valuable lessons come early in life. I ain't much for worldly things, though all these years I've held on to a stash of old books from when I was young. Still like to read from time to time. It covers the important things, in a manner of speaking. Here we go. A is for Kobe, the goddess of oath and abandon. Make a promise, and the chastened maid will hold you to it. B is for Breaker. He's faster than a fork of lightning, and his aim is always true. If news needs spreading, tell it to a Breaker. C perfect bit of stone found deep underground. It makes the city shine day and night. Is there anything it can't do? D is for dread rum, a potent spirit brewed from a foul-smelling plant that grows in the wilds. One taste will sharpen your senses. E is for evacuation. In an emergency, stay calm, leave your belongings, and make your way to the nearest safe haven. F is for foundation. A solid plot of land for building anything you can imagine. Even grand ideas start small. Garmuth, the god of purpose and folly. The crippled Duke reminds us that good intentions are nothing on their own. Goddess of pain and pleasure. You can't have one without the other. The veiled widow makes sure of it.
Ik heb hem al één keertje doorgespeeld. Nu zit ik hem op New Game Plus. Dan zet ik hem op YouTube. Ik heb het hele spelletje op YouTube uitgespeeld. Nee, ik stream het op Twitch. Dan zet ik het over naar YouTube. Ik heb niks beters te doen. Was zit erin. Was zal ook al droog zijn. Platje. Jawel. iets aan te verzinnen dat hij weg wil. Dan blijft het ventje een keertje.
Niet, kijk maar.
Dan blijft het ventje een keertje.
Helemaal niet.
Het ventje kwam vandaag zelfs bij mij knuffelen.
Maar dan
Dan komt het omdat jij er niet was.
Hm?
Komt het omdat jij er niet was. Wil je nog een beetje geluid maken alsof je het lekker vindt?
Ja, want dat is mijn staart aan het zwiepen. Beetje.
Hij gaat waar jij gaat, liefje.
Wat doe je?
I is for In Case of Trouble, a song grown famous across the land, dedicated to the pioneering spirit of Ceylondia. The god of health and atrophy. We each have the Tower Keeper's strength in us, until that strength runs out. Just like you. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up, since there's nothing a kid can't do. The god of hope and despair. The Mason King knows that success and failure are all in the mind.
Let me go.
M is for Messiah, our goddess of loss and longing. We all are born from the Lorn Mother, and in the end, we all return to her. was always there to bring a smile at the hanging gardens, thanks to his feathered friends. Still with me? O is for Alec, our young god of chance and whim. The carefree son lives forever in the moment. The rest of us can only try. And order. When the wakeful bull is calm, let's all do our part to keep him that way. Ankle gator from the wilds. She can even dig her way into rotten children's dreams. That's enough of that. He's a spitting image of Slinger Jawson with that pike and them pistols. Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out. In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. be stab weeds. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart. If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. No breaking a cage like that, but the kid tries anyway. He throws a switch, gotta find a way to spring it open. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he'd pop that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30, hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. Left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. Give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge. I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Celandia. It was good living here for a while. The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. The Masons. We built the city strong. Now there's only 2 of us. The Cinders kept the city good and warm. Made it thrive. Who would have taught a kid to do a thing like that? Good thing I didn't throw away the manual. Windbag Ranch was built for gathering squirt extract in copious supply. Ain't nothing more healthful. Some folks showed up to make a fast buck with nothing but a knife. Other folks came to train their throwing hands. Still others used the place to test their finest blades. Place gets awful slick sometimes. Slippery little devils. Kid carves through all of them in a flash. Well, the kid's gone and struck terror in the hearts of squirts everywhere. Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. The single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain in the sky. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. Security's all fired up. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. Finds a spyglass, like the ones they'd used to search the stars. The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. He's wise to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up. Quick and careful is the only way to go. his toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity? So he didn't find a core that time, but that ain't about to stop us. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. No place better than Trapper's Shingle for learning to tread light and shoot straight. Trappers had to tread real careful here, else take a nasty fall. They trained themselves by clearing out the targets, while not clearing out the floor. Any good trapper knows never to take a step till the time is right. Trappers got what they needed for a better hunt. The trappers would have been impressed with how the kid handled the shingle. The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. It was someone like him. Something so familiar about that man. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder Brothers didn't make it. Nordy the Bird Boy didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here. The core survived as well. Kid does what he has to do. What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this: we have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind, both to him and to each other, for the first time. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. He was born in the Tazzle terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. Well, look what we have here. Behold the Pantheon. Garmouth, Oleg, Messia, Udrig, Lemaine. Javel, Rothus, Akobi, Piv, Hensa. The gods never liked competing for people's affections. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. The gods, they're all undone. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't about to sacrifice himself for the likes of Pith. Seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith put a scare in him. If the gods ain't dead, then they ought to be. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't about to sacrifice himself for the likes of Pith. kid's tribe, and he's richer for it. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.